So today, we're gonna talk about a low budget slider that you can use and add to your reservoir. That you can use on any film shoot, video shoot, photography shoot. It's not the most expensive, but it still can get the job done. So what's up, YouTube? How you guys doing? I'm Vinny and welcome to Imagine Films. So before we get started, any of you guys who haven't subscribed to my channel yet, if you want to become a member of this community, please take the time either right now or at the end of this video to subscribe to my channel. So I've had this slider now for about a year. And when I bought it and I tried to use it, I got frustrated with it and I really didn't see how I could get anything out of it. So I left it in my closet for about 6 months. And then I finally just took it out and I said, you know what? I'm gonna try to use this slider. And these are the things that I came up with. The same type of movements you can get with these other professional heavy duty sliders, you can do the same thing with this slider. Now the slider I'm talking about is called the Saline track slider. It's very inexpensive. I think it's about $89 or $99. I'll make sure I put the link down below. This slider is made out of carbon fiber. All right, so it's really strong. It's a strong build and it don't feel weak or toy-like in any way or fashion. So you don't have to be worried about going out and damaging or breaking this slider. I actually like the way this slider feels. It has really easy to use knobs. It has a leveler on it, and all those things help you and assist you in getting the best shots possible. Also, this slider has 6 bearings to help you get a smooth slide and glide along the rails. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's sometimes, you know, it's not the most expensive, like I say. And sometimes when you pushing the slider from left to right or right to left, sometimes it seems like it may get a little glitchy or seem like it gets stuck, like maybe the bearing comes off of the rail. But so far, in my experience, I haven't experienced that. I try my best to keep it clean, keep the rails clean and away from dirt and debris. So when I push my slider across the rails, usually I get a smooth glide. This slider actually holds up to 22 pounds. So that's pretty much a heavy load. For most DSLRs and mirrorless cameras, this is very ideal for any filmmaker just starting out with no budget. This is something you should have in your arsenal. They have them in different colors. I actually have the blue with the metallic gray and kind of dark gray, metallic gray, whatever color that is, I don't know, but I like the color of it. It's really a strong build. It comes with a storage bag that you can carry around so you won't have to scratch it up when you're traveling from place to place in different locations. The bag is made out of nylon and it's also waterproof, so you don't have to worry about your slider getting wet if your bag gets rained on or actually falls in some water or something like that. I really love the design of this slider. It has 2 legs on each end and they're adjustable. So whenever you want to adjust the height, you can twist the little knobs at the bottom and you can let it up or down to adjust the height to your liking. It also has a leveler. It's really easy to level out. I use mine a lot on a tripod. I put my slider on a tripod, but make sure you have a pretty good stable tripod because the weight of the camera and the tripod on I guess a less expensive tripod kind of will make the slider lean left or right as you slide in either direction. So when you want to use the slider on a single tripod, make sure you have a heavy duty tripod to prevent that from happening. Also, you can use some light stands. This slider has 1/4 inch threads and it has the 3/8 thread, and you can use those to mount onto your light stands. You can use those to mount onto your light stands. All right, so just make sure everything is level. You can set this slider up on a tripod, or you can set it up on 2 light stands at each end. The only thing is, it's not motorized. So you have to use your hand to kind of push and pull to get the effects that you want. And whenever you're doing these shots and you're getting these special movements with the camera, because in my opinion, I think camera shots with video look way, way better when you have a movement that's less shaky. And this slider, the don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but this slider gives you that opportunity to create smooth, unshaky footage. And also, if you do have a little shake in your footage, you also can put it into Premiere and you can use the warp stabilizer to smooth out any of those wrinkles in your footage. So again, this is not ideal for anybody shooting high budget films or high budget video shoots. This is for the filmmakers just starting off and just trying to get some equipment in their arsenal. This is a low budget piece of film equipment. All right, so like again, starting off with no budget, you have a camera and you don't have anything else. A slider should be the thing you have in your arsenal. Make sure you get this slider right here, I love it. So I actually had a chance to go outside today earlier and I got some shots to be able to show you guys some of the movements that I do with my camera and I use together with my slider. All right, there are different types of movements you can use and they're very subtle and you don't need so much movement, but they're very subtle. But I know the best thing that I've learned when I'm using my slider is that you want something in the foreground and you want something in the background to show the movement. So if you don't have anything in the foreground and you're sliding, you really can't tell that there's no movement. So when you put something in the foreground, usually you can see the little minute movement in the camera. And that's just enough to give your footage some feeling. All right, one of the movements you can use with this dolly is called the side to side. Basically, you're going from left to right or either right to left, I guess as you're tracking a subject. Again, make sure you have something in the foreground and it will also help to have something in the background as well. Another example is the push in and pull out movement. And this is where you point the slider towards your subject and you begin to push in towards your subject and you pull back away from your subject. Now on this movement, sometimes your dolly, sometimes your slider, gets in the frame. You want to be careful when you're pushing in or pulling out with this movement not to get the dolly in the frame. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. Thank you guys for watching again. I'm Vinny. Welcome to Imagine Films, and I'll see you next time.